Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Rachel. I am the ACM-W director. And today we are going to be talking with Dell. So we are going to have some of their interns answer some questions, and then we're also going to have somebody who works from Dell give a presentation. Oops. Uh-oh, my slides just went down. Hold on one second. Well, it's okay. I will just talk about ACM-W while I pull this up. So ACM-W is the Association for Computing and Machinery Women's Chapter. And we are an organization that kind of strives to help promote technology for women and, hold on one second. Okay, so we try to focus on providing an inclusive environment for women in tech. And my slide is not syncing with this. Ooh, okay. That's not working. No. Wait, hold on. Did that work? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So we work to create open opportunities for everyone and anyone, no matter your background in STEM or computer science. So if you are not a member of ACM-W, scan this QR code and join. It's very fun. You get free stuff. Its membership is free. You get a lot of intern opportunities. You get chances to talk to amazing people like this. And you can also just win a bunch of free stuff. If you are already a member, go ahead and scan this QR code and sign in. So while you guys are signing in, I'm going to talk about some of our upcoming meetings. On October 13th, we are going to be having an alumni panel. So we'll have some women come and talk about what they are doing after they've graduated. And that is going to be from 4 to 5. The location is to be determined. And then also on the 27th of October from 4 to 5 is a tentative time. It may change, but we are going to be having a Halloween social. So that's very exciting. We're going to do a spooky movie, and we're just going to have a lot of fun, get to know everybody. So if you want to become a junior officer, it's a great way to gain leadership. You get to shadow an ACM-W officer. You get to put it on your resume, and no previous experience is required. It's really, really good because since ACM-W is nationally recognized, it is something that a lot of employers will recognize immediately if it's on your resume. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about Code Quantum. This is our 24-hour hackathon coming up in November for marginalized genders. So it's a great opportunity to learn experience, and you don't need any previous experience for hacking to be in this hackathon. I know I don't have a lot of experience. This is going to be my first hackathon. And so there are going to be workshops to kind of get you through everything. You're going to get to talk to employers, get a bunch of free stuff. They'll provide food. So it's a great opportunity. So you should definitely come and register for that. And now I'm going to pass it on to Dell.
Hey guys. Okay. Think we're switching over slides. Yay, there we go. Hi guys. I'm Rachel Gilman. I run university recruitment and relations for Dell Digital. And so I'm going to talk all about what that means in a bit, but you know, I know sometimes it's really boring to listen to people talk for a little bit. So I thought we'd start off with an icebreaker. You guys probably hate me right now, right? But don't worry, this isn't going to be really painful. So it's this or that. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but essentially I'm going to give you two options. And if your choice is the first option, I want you to stand up. If your choice is the second option, just stay sitting. And then we'll see what everybody thinks. Does that make sense? Easy. Yeah. Painless. Okay. So, dogs or cats? Okay, I think majority is dogs, but it's pretty close. Okay, cool. Okay. Apple pie or pumpkin pie? Holiday season is right around the corner, y'all. Okay, the majority is maybe? It's pretty close, 50-50. Okay, cool. Ketchup or ranch? We already had an argument about this earlier. No, y'all. It is ranch all the way. I don't know what all y'all are doing standing up. I'm not playing the game, but I'll tell you right now, it's ranch. Okay. Working hard or hardly working? Don't worry, you're not making an impression on me. I am definitely hardly working. Okay, so I think the majority is hardly working. That's cool. You know, use your time wisely. Okay. Robots or dinosaurs? Okay, it's pretty split, 50-50 robots or dinosaurs. Okay, cool. And then I think there's two more. Netflix or Hulu? Please. Okay, majority says Netflix. I agree. Netflix. It's like the original, right? Kind of ish. Okay, and then I think this is the last one. Yes, internship or full-time. This is mostly for me. Ha 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 ha. What are you looking for right now? Okay. We're about 50-50 split, and that's, again, for me. Cool. Okay, that's it. Thanks for playing. Appreciate it, y'all. Okay. Thank you. Thank y'all. Okay, so let's now to the fun part. I have a panel, which we are absolutely going to mostly answer your questions, but I want to give you guys some information first, right? So what the heck is Dell Digital? Because, you know, Dell Digital, that means nothing to most people. We used to be Dell IT, but many years ago, we realized most people stereotypically think when they think IT, they think of people who fix computers, which there is a team in Dell Digital that does tech support, right? But in Dell Digital, we do so much more than that. So we are Dell's organization. We own and maintain most of the internal tools and applications that are used in the company. So our customers are going to be other teams inside Dell. Okay. So you, for example, you could be in HR IT, that's a team within Dell Digital, and be working with teams in HR. Okay. We also do a lot of work on Dell.com. So obviously that's an external facing tool, but we're not, application web site, right? But we're not like talking with those external customers. We're just creating something for them to use. We do this in what we call the Dell Digital way because we like to name everything. I like to call this agile on steroids. It's extremely agile. We work in sprints, all that fun stuff. But we're very, customer centric. We're very collaborative, very team centric. So it's a cool place to work. I think. I don't know. Okay, I've heard. Hello. Okay. Yeah. I've been in Dell Digital for 8.5 years now. So, I think it's cool. What types of roles do we have? So a majority of the roles are going to be within software engineering development. And within that, you name it, we probably do it. It's so diverse in what our teams are working on. We have, obviously front and back end full stack opportunities. We have AI machine learning. We have UI, UX. We have web development, everything cloud. So it's a really great place if you're looking to learn, right, and have all those different opportunities. So yeah, that's the main bucket that I am hiring in. And when I'm talking here, I'm talking both for intern and full-time. Next bucket is my technical product manager. It's the same thing as like a project manager. We just work in the product model. So this is where you are interfacing between the customer and the development team. So we're looking for people who have that technical knowledge because you are working so closely with the development teams. But you're in that more customer facing role. Then I have my product designer, which is a very niche role. And I only have like a small handful of these, but it's our product design organization. And this was created 5 years ago because just the way that Dell kind of grew so fast. I mean, we're only 35 years old, 36, somewhere around there. Pretty new for a giant company. A lot of our tools and applications and even Dell.com, different pages looked completely different, felt completely different, right? We didn't have that brand for our customers. And so the design organization is creating that standard and creating that design language system. So that then developers can pull from when creating their new stuff, right? And so this is really kind of a mix between that technical and artistic side. It's kind of hard to say what major. Honestly, the person who used to run this organization, she used to say, "Hey, I don't care what kind of major you are. I just want to see a portfolio of work." And when she said that, she meant like graphic design, that kind of work. Okay. Microphone's still working. We're good. And then otherwise, small handful of like data, infrastructure, DevOps, those types of roles. Okay. All of our roles are for undergrad only. And we don't offer sponsorship in Dell Digital. So yeah. Our program. Okay, real quick. Okay, I'm going to go through this as fast as I can because I want to get to your questions. No, I'm fine. Okay, I think I'm good now. Okay, Sophomore Advantage program. So we start hiring at a sophomore level in Dell Digital. And this program, it's kind of like a program to get you ready for an internship, right? Because, I mean, you're just getting into some of your core classes your sophomore year. So you go through interview process to get an internship, which I'll talk about internship on the next slide. But the Sophomore Advantage program is like during the spring semester, and you would get and this is for students who are currently in their sophomore year, if I wasn't super clear with that. You would get a mentor for that spring semester, and then we would also have like tech talks and different things going on just to, help prepare you for that internship. So that Sophomore Advantage. Internship, which the 6 that I have up here were all interns this past summer, and you'll be able to hear from them. And they might frown when I say this, but we're going back to 12 weeks for the internship this summer. We were 10 weeks this past summer, but it was short. So we're going back to 12 weeks summer internship. And this is, kind of your standard summer internship. We assign our interns to teams, real work. We really try to give you the experience of what it would be like to come work for us full time. So there's a good chance you might be the only intern on your team working along full time people. And alongside that, just the program aspect, I run the internship program, and we do a lot of building, networking, learning, fun events, which they'll tell you all about later. So yeah. And then lastly, Iit Development. Okay. Iit Development program. This is our full-time program. And so this is all people who are graduating from undergrad, coming in full-time, are automatically in this program. Some of the people up here are going to be in the program. So it is a multi-year program that you kind of get some of the same benefits that I talked about from the internship program, right? You start with a cohort of other people who just also graduated. You get that extra support, the networking, the team building, all of that good stuff. But in addition, it is a rotation program. So you get 2 1+ year rotations during your time in the program. The first rotation is a little longer than a year, just to give you time to figure out what is going on. And you have a say into where you land. So we go through a whole matching process where we consider your skills, we consider your preferences, and that's how we kind of match you to your roles. And then as you graduate from the program, we match you to a third role, which is not a third rotation, but it's kind of a third, like, hey, go off and be a normal employee. So yeah. Okay. How do you apply? I have a QR code too. If you don't want to fill this out now, you can also send your resume to digitalhires@dell.com. But yeah, that's the QR code. I'll leave it up here for a second to give you guys a chance. Or I can put it up again later if you need it. Okay. Okay. Panel time / all your questions. So I apologize in advance for this group. No, I'm just kidding. They're great. Like I said, they were all my interns this past summer. They all go here. And yeah, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So if you guys want to just quickly go down the line and say your name and your year in school, I don't know, and whatever else you want to say.
Oh. Oh, hi. My name is John Baldovino. It's spelled a little bit differently. I'm a junior majoring in computer science.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Marrol Mues, and I am a computer engineering major, and this is my third year at UTSA.
Hi everyone, I'm Angela. I'm a senior studying cybersecurity here at UTSA. Woo! Go college cybersecurity, college business. We're the elite ones. Anyways, I was an intern for the 2021 and 2022 summers for Dell Technologies. So
Yay. Hi everyone, I'm Jana Vijay and I'm currently a computer engineering major. Graduate in May. I was 2022 intern for Dell Technologies.
Hi everyone. My name is Andy Hernandez. I am a computer engineering major graduating this May.
Hello, my name is Carla Forbes. I'm currently a senior in computer engineering. I'm graduating this semester.
Okay, so we're here to answer y'all's questions. So if you have them, raise your hand. And I know we're taking them on the chat as well. So yeah.
Send the W in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, question was, what was the best part of working at Dell? And I'll have like maybe like one or two of y'all answer each question. So
That's how.
Thanks. Yeah, I get to answer. Okay. I can say I kind of answered it a little bit, but I guess my favorite part is just the people. Because I had a previous internship that wasn't with Dell, and I mean, I loved what I did, and the people were really nice there too. But I think the community at Dell is like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's unbelievably like friendly and accepting and forgiving too. So like, I didn't know a lot going in. Like, my team knew obviously a lot more than me, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I got this at all. But like, leaving it, you know a lot, and you make so many new friends, even though we still fight all the time. You make so many new friends, and like, just it makes you want to come back because those are your friends and those are your people. And like, we're actively texting them right now. Like, we're still talking to the people there, and honestly, it's just a really like accepting environment. So yeah. What's up? Did you have a
question from the chat for whoever would like to answer it? Were you able to use some of the skills you learned in your classes at your internship, or was a lot of what you learned new?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So for me, it was kind of it. It didn't really relate to classes, and don't let that discourage you. Because I was looking for, when I joined Dell, I was looking for more of a software side. So I actually got that when I started my internship with Dell, instead of what I would get in normal traditional courses for computer engineering. So if y'all are in computer science and are studying like various programming language, definitely put that in your resume, and they'll skill match you based on that. But for me, in my experience, I've had like little self-taught Python and SQL, and that's what I used during my internship. So they have a really good skill match to put you in a team that will help you and put you in the right project.
yeah, just to add to that. So yeah, we do a skill match to match you to a team, like Jonathan said. But we absolutely know that you're not going to come in knowing everything you need to know. It's not possible. So there is a learning period, right? Well, the whole internship is a learning period, honestly, but we provide all different types of tools and resources that, you have access to, right? So it's a matter of just jumping right in, using those, and ramping up so that you can get the job done. But I mean, everybody you see up here was successful this past summer, so it's definitely doable, right?
What are like the main things that you guys focus on when applying to the internship? Like, how did you prepare?
Okay, question is, how did y'all prepare for the internship?
Do it right now.
So as far as applying for the internship, I just made sure to look at the key skills, those skills they were looking for, and just make sure that was in my resume, especially if that was in my actual skill set. And then I just made sure to study a little bit beforehand. But actually going into the internship, they're really forgiving about what you know. They know that you're most likely at a beginner level in most of what you're going to be working on, and they give you all the resources and all the time you need to learn what you need to know.
For those of y'all that went through the interview process, or I guess my first question is, does Dell have an interview process? And if so, like, what was the interview like?
Well, I'll talk about the interview process first, and then I'll let you guys talk about your experience. So, great question about the interview process. So, for intern candidates, the interview process, it's and this is for Dell Digital specifically. Each business unit or department at Dell might have a different interview process. So I'm specifically speaking for Dell Digital. Interns, it's one 30-minute behavioral interview. That's it. And then for full-time, it's the 30-minute behavioral interview. And then we have a technical interview. We call it Hack to Hire because, like I said, we like to name everything. And it's a day-long interview, which sounds, but it's like a mini hackathon. We don't make you like write code on a board in front of us because that sucks. We actually put you in teams with other candidates and we give you a problem statement to work on together for the day. And then you give a little presentation at the end of the day and that's your interview. So it's a little less pressure, I think, but yeah. Okay. Who wanted to answer about their experience? Oh, Angela.
It's completely behavioral. Like I am not a technical person at all, and I would have bombed it. I mean, I did bomb my interview, to be honest, but I purely behavioral. I blanked out like 2 or 3 times in my interview, and I still happened to. I'm sorry, I blanked out like 2 or 3 times, and I still wound up getting an internship somehow. So I think what they really look for in these behavioral interviews is that you're able to work in a team and that you don't talk or sound like a robot. Like you're a good people person. Make sure that you're able to work well in a team. If you can't, if you're more of an individual type worker, you got to change that a little bit because working full time, I mean, you're going to be working with teams most, if not all the time. So yeah.
Cool. I'll add a little bit about that specifically. Just to add a little bit on what she was talking about with highlighting like you working with other people. Whenever you actually talk in that behavioral, don't focus on your contributions as a person yourself. Actually, focus on what the team as a whole was able to accomplish. Don't make it seem like, oh, I did this, I did that, and then because of me, they were able to do this as a whole. Make sure you're actually talking about how you aren't as an individual, but you as part of a team, specifically. Yeah.
Sweet. Liam, you have a question on the chat?
Yeah. What kind of portfolio examples did you put on your resume and how did you present them? I'm interested in front-end development.
So I want to say, and this is at least in my experience, don't focus too much on your resume. You only want to focus a lot more. And that's like I said, my experience because my resume was trash when I applied. My resume was real trash. It was just bullet points of stuff I had experienced through from high school all the way to the sophomore year. So if you want to focus on front-end development work, that's more power to you. Just put the skills for that. But really, it's in the behavioral interview that they'll see what type of person you are. And if you're a good team player, if you are a good leader, a good people person, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone that's also willing to learn. And I think that's what helped me in my interviews, that I was very willing to learn, and that's what they wanted.
So are all applicants
getting an interview, or is it do you look at the resume? I mean, as long as it's not like dog water, like, you at least like give everybody a shot at the behavioral interview.
Yeah, we do review resume. If we gave everybody an interview, it'd be like crazy. So we do review resumes. So your resume kind of, I mean, it can't be dog water. Go to career services, y'all. Like seriously, I know that you probably heard it a lot. Use it. You guys are paying for it. Use it. They'll help you put together your resume or like at least review it because your resume gets your foot in the door. I look at, I can't even hundreds, if not 1,000+ resumes every year. It's a lot. And I've seen everything. So it does, if it looks nice and it's easy to read, it's more likely that you're going to get chosen. Right. And then, yeah, of course, your skill set and everything matters as well. And then, yeah, in the behavioral interview, like they said, like that's where you can really show off. I know that, like, I remember talking to Jonathan at the career fair, at the virtual career fair, right? And that's where he was really able to shine to me, right? So there's other ways. Like, if you don't think your resume is super strong, come to events like this, go to career fairs, like talk to people. And that's where, you can, there's other ways, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. Did I answer your question? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So speaking of resume, what are the things or like experience of a candidate that you looking for standing out to you?
Yeah, great question. So, wait.
Yeah, no, you can go.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I look for, I always look for technical skill set, and I'm not looking for like specific technical skills because, like I said, at least in Dell Digital, we're so diverse in the different teams and tech stacks and different things that we use. It can be really anything, but I'm looking for something, right, to show me that you are able to learn technically. And then if you have experience, whether that's previous internships, research experience, if you are a student teacher or a TA of some sort, great. But what like can really stand you apart from others, that for me is being involved in student activities, student groups, especially if you have a leadership role. To me, that shows that, one, you're a human, like it's not 100% school. And two, you're able to juggle multiple things. Okay. And those are great qualities in a team member. So yeah. Did you want to add?
Yes. Okay. So I've worked so hard on my resume. I think it's probably my least favorite part of any day or year, but I worked really hard on my resume. I think I got most of my skills from like extracurricular activities, like clubs. So I'm in National Society of Black Engineers. And then IEEE. So I got a lot of my skills from that, and just like going to a bunch of resume review workshops. Like honestly, I spent so much time on the format, so much time on I guess specifically the experience part of my resume, just to make it sound good, because I think the best advice that I got like just about my resume was, they were like, even if you worked as like a McDonald's worker, like frying stuff in the back, you can make that sound so good though. You can make that sound so good. They were like, increase sales by 5%. Da, 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 da. That sounds really good. In reality, you have a hairnet and you're frying fries in the back. Like, please, like that's what you're doing. But you can make it sound really good. Like the littlest thing. You could be at home, I don't know, playing video games and be like, I improved my computer skills. Da, 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 da. Make it sound good. Like, I don't know, finesse a little bit. But yeah, that's what it, like writing your resume is about. Rachel so upset. But yeah, like that's what you can do. It helps. But yeah. Do you want to talk about your resume? Okay, yeah.
What was I gonna say? That comment just threw me off. No, okay. Anyways, what I was about to say is, going hand in hand in that is like your really think back to your courses and think of like any final projects, any assignments you have done. Because just like how she said, like you're back at McDonald's frying, whatever, and you can make that sound real good. You can make your whatever assignments you did in those classes sound real good as well. I started my internship sophomore, like after my sophomore, so I didn't really have anything under my belt. But I thought back to what I did in my intro classes. You can make that sound real good. You can put those skills that you learned there, because you did learn something in that class. I mean, at least I hope you did. But the small things matter as well. So.
Did somebody over here have a question?
So, working as part of a team in your internship at Dell, how do you guys as individuals feel that like help y'all in your professional and like individual growth?
I ask a lot more questions now. Like I used to hate like asking questions. I used to hate like going to someone and asking them for help, because I took it upon more of myself to do the stuff. It's like, okay, I need to get better at this, but I never thought of, hey, maybe I should ask this person that knows more, and get it from them, So it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone in that department. So, yeah. Anyone else want to share before? Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, for me, it was very hard for my internship because I got into a project that was very hard. I never understood anything from it. It was skills that I never touched before. So I learned to ask questions and be honest that I don't understand this. Can you help me with this? So it was more like I had to be open and be more honest about how this project was. Like, hey, I don't understand this. Can you please explain it to me? And yeah, just be more involved with the team, ask questions and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, ask questions.
How many questions do you think you ask like per day?
Plenty. Even like during chat, I was like, man, hey, like, typing it out, like, hey, do you have time today to jump in a call with me? Like, I asked that. Honestly, like, probably, like, you work 5 days out of the week. I asked, like, probably the fourth. And, like, Friday was everyone would jump off early. So I'd be like, oh, okay. But, yeah, it was definitely a lot.
I mean, like I said, I've been at Dell for 8.5 years. I started straight out of school myself. So I still ask. I mean, like that's part of the job is you're collaborating with others. You have to ask questions. Everything's going to be new every day, right? So it's just a skill set that you have to learn and be comfortable with, which trust me, it took me a while to be comfortable with it. But everybody, that's part of the culture at Dell is everybody wants to see you succeed and help you get there. So that's pretty cool. Oh, lots of,
We had a question back here. Sorry. Going into the internship, like we all have our goals we we're looking for. Going into it, how did Dell satisfy what you wanted, your goals and
It was how did it satisfy? Like my goals?
how did it satisfy like your needs and what you wanted?
So kind of what he said, when I was like applying to Dell, because my previous internship, it was with a consulting firm. You heard of PwC, that's what it was with. And so it was more of on the business side. So going to Dell, I was like, ooh, Dell Technologies. I was like, that's going to be some type of computer or something. And so I was like, that's what I want to do. Because obviously computer engineering, I wanted to like touch a computer, please. Anyways, so I went in and I was like, okay, I really want to learn some new code, some new skills, some new like any technical skills that I can like actually use and people will recognize. And like, I got to learn so much. And honestly, it was very confusing in the beginning. I was like texting some other interns and I'd be like, do you know what's going on right now? They'd be like, absolutely not. I'd be like, okay, sick. It was very confusing. I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I learned like, I can't even list them all right now. I listed them in my final presentation, but a bunch of technical skills. And I really just wanted to find a company where I just felt extremely comfortable and like, my friend, because I went into the internship with a friend that I know really, really well. I've known for so many years. And she would text during the internship our other friends and be like, y'all, Jay found her home. Like, she's so comfortable here. She feels like you can just see her light up whenever she's like in person and stuff. And that it was a confirmation. I was like, oh my God, I love Dell so much. So like, obviously I found what I was looking for, but you have to know what you're looking for first to like know what you want. But, Andy.
I mean, yeah, I'd say I honestly didn't go into the internship with too many expectations, but even with the little expectations I did have, it really exceeded all those expectations. I learned a lot. I got a lot more comfortable using Python and interacting with Linux environments, learning new libraries, and then even we had a hackathon during the internship, and that was just 24 hours of suffering and fun. So
It's painful. Yeah, I mean,
that hackathon was brutal, man. I stayed up. I stayed up as far as I could. Andy knows. Me.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's crazy.
I'm sorry, that's PTSD. I can't pick questions.
Online, I guess.
So 2 questions. Is the internship in person or remote? And also, would you say the skills you learned in the internship has helped you with the classes you are taking now?
Okay, I'll answer the first question. TBD. I actually had a meeting on this the other day. I was waiting on Dell to tell me what I was able to do for next summer. And now I'm just waiting on confirmation from my leadership. So I'm hoping that we'll actually know in the next week or two, and then we'll be able to share that information. But I don't know yet. So sorry. Last summer, it was fully remote, but we traveled all of them into Round Rock, so Austin, for a week, and they went crazy. No, it was a lot of fun. They did go crazy. We had a lot of fun. So yeah, okay, and then I'll let you guys answer the second question. Liam, can you repeat the second question?
Yeah. Would you say the skills you learned in the internship has helped you with your classes you are taking now?
I can. The technical skills, not directly, because it's actually a lot more advanced than what I'm doing in classes right now. But outside of the technical skills, just being able to utilize all my resources effectively and be comfortable with being uncomfortable in terms of learning new things, that was definitely a huge boost in like jumping into junior year, because like now everything is getting like really complicated and everything's a lot more fast paced. So that definitely helped me.
You want to?
Sure.
So for me, since most of our classes are hardware, I am taking one class that requires us to use Python. So that the internship has helped a lot with that class in particular. It also helped me learn a little bit more on how to learn. So anything that I don't know, it's a lot easier to search and pick up for the classes.
It is helping me a little bit right now because I'm taking a C++ and data structures course, and with Python, like any programming language is kind of the same in terms of like data structures. So yeah, it's helping me a little bit.
What does the typical day for an intern look like? I know y'all work with
So we were remote, and I'll share mine because mine was pretty routine. Like I would wake up like early morning because I would like to exercise before. And so I did my exercise, and then I would jump online, and it was straight into a meeting. So your days could have like a couple meetings in there depending on what your management wants to include you in. And from there, it was then a little bit of coding. I was surprised because you don't do a lot of coding because there's a lot of heavy meetings. But it's because you're discussing about the project or you're just learning something new about the company. Different orgs, yeah, ERGs. So yeah, there was definitely a lot of meetings. But then you have your lunch too. So I scheduled my lunch like around. You can schedule it however you want, but I scheduled it around the same time, like 12. And I would eat my lunch and then just watch a little bit of TV. And then I was watching Narcos throughout that time. So, so I'd come back and then I would get back straight to work. And then your day is limited, so you can't work like forever, right? At least in our case, it was remote, so you can't work until like, I don't know, 12 a.m. If you wanted to do that, more power to you. But no, it's 8-hour work day, and then from there you get off and just like normal.
So it depends on your team. Like my first internship, my team was from Ireland. So like obviously the time schedule is going to be a little different, right? With us being in Texas and whatnot. So for me, during that internship where my team was in Ireland, my mornings were like filled with meetings. And then like the afternoon, there was absolutely nothing. Like they were all off. I didn't know what to do. So then I had to figure out like, what can I do with my time to make it look like I'm productive, So there are a lot of resources that Dell would give you to like self-teach yourself, like different programming languages or things like that. So LinkedIn Learning, I forgot Udemy was one of them. Yeah, Udemy was one of them. Make sure that you're signing yourself up for those courses and then telling your manager, those types of things that like, okay, I'm taking initiative of like trying to get more involved with like learning and things like that. So
Fine. So what I would tell Rachel is it was strictly 8 to 5. I woke up 7:30, bright and early, ready to work at 8 a.m. And then I logged off at 5. But what actually happened was I was in bed till about 9:30, 10 a.m. And then I had a scrum meeting. So I had like a little internship meeting with all the other interns at like 10:30. And that would last maybe, depending on how heavy the day was, I'd be like, oh, maybe like 15 minutes to like an hour. And then I'd have meetings with like the rest of my team. Maybe training if I was feeling it that day. And then listen, maybe I go to training and then, but listen, that's only if you're like confident and cocky like I am. But if you like, but you could do that. It's very flexible. That's what I wanted to say. It's flexible and yeah.
They monitor your computers.
No. Okay. Dell is very work-life balance friendly. That is something that we are very proud of. And we actually like legit are, where we don't just say that. And that includes for our interns in some sense. They still have to do their 40 hours a week and do their work. But as long as you're available when your team needs you, because we are a global company, you're going to be working with people all over the world in India, Malaysia, Ireland, Brazil, everywhere. You can have that flexibility.
I was still on 8 hours a day.
She was still on 8 hours a day. She still did her work. She just did it when it made sense for her and her team.
Learn Portuguese.
Oh yeah, learn Portuguese.
I don't know if you need to learn Portuguese, but go for it if you want to.
The word sesto. They use sesto a lot. If anybody knows sesto at all, what that means, they use that word a lot.
I have never heard that before. Okay. Anyways, what other? Yes.
What's the coolest thing that you implemented personally that, like, the thing that you implemented, like, that actually got, you know what I mean?
Like, what did you guys work
Oh,
on? Like a actual
yeah,
project.
like-
Like a project.
Yeah, like,
Got you.
did you implement anything
yeah.
cool?
Yeah, so my project was pretty much to create a API to automatically take reports from one of their services and read through about like 30 JSON files that had like 50,000 lines each. So the API would get those reports automatically, filter them out so that we would only get what we wanted, and then store them in a database and be able to just search through the database for the things you wanted, all sorted, all pretty. So that was pretty much my project for the summer, but it was really cool because when I was presenting it to my entire team, a couple of the team members who hadn't seen what I was working on asked me after the presentation where the code was because they could use it for their own project, even though it was made for one particular project. So it was cool to see that they could implement it in different ways.
Yeah.
Actually, we're gonna start.
Oh, yeah. So my project was kind of looking at their current file transfer system for like thousands to 10,000s of tiny little files and seeing if I could make it faster and more storage efficient. So I looked at the way that their current structure was with having used one platform for messaging, which was like Apache Kafka for the data streaming, and then they used a separate storage platform. And my whole project was getting rid of the storage platform entirely and making it so efficient to where Kafka would be responsible for the JSON messaging and for the actual file storage itself. So what ended up happening was by the end, my very last day was actually spent sending all that code to my team, because even after my final presentation, they were like, hey, you still have like 4 days, right? Can you continue working? So at 5 p.m., that's when I actually clocked out and sent them all of my code, because they ended up actually using everything from my project to implement it to the current system. Because what ended up happening was, instead of the user having to have the file in their own system, they could have access to like a Dell server, and as long as that file was in the server, they could just send it wherever they wanted to. So it got rid of having the local file dependency, and it got rid of using a storage platform altogether, and it was just streamlined from there. But yeah.
Were there any online resources you like to use for self-study?
So
Yeah, I feel like most like computer science people, or a lot of computer science people, I hear this also from computer engineering. I hear leak code so much. Like people are like, grind leak code. Yeah, grind leak code for real. Leakcode.com. Go on that and just spend days, hours, months. I don't care. Just grind leak code. Yeah, leak code goes hard. But I mean, for this internship specifically, you're gonna learn a lot of it. Udemy, yeah, because when you're in the internship, you get a Udemy license, and Udemy, you're gonna be on that for the first 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. You're gonna that's what your day is. Like, you know how I said 9 to 9:30? I'm not gonna lie, 8 to 5, I was on Udemy. That and LinkedIn Learning, you're gonna be watching videos, practicing. Like, that's what you need. And that's why I was really nervous about the full-time. But when I spoke to my mentor, she was talking about you get about a 6-month period to just learn everything you need to, and then that'll prepare you for your job. You're still working, but you get that 6-month kind of learning period to know what you're doing, and like not jump into the project and be completely lost and confused and want to cry every day, because that's what's going to happen. But it's going to be fine.
Yeah, well, for me, I used YouTube because my stuff was not online anywhere, because it was a new source. It was called StreamSets. No one knows about it. So YouTube was my only friend for this. YouTube and Google. So definitely used to steal.
Oh, this is something that everybody can use here, but I don't know if a lot of people know it, but we have access to LinkedIn Learning. So we can use LinkedIn Learning through UTSA, and you can connect it directly to your LinkedIn profile. So if you get any certificates, you can just post it directly to your LinkedIn. That's how I've been not failing my classes this semester, because I've just been using that as like a fast track of, okay, like 3 hours of like database systems, and then I would just practice on my own and wait for the material to come in from my professor. Yeah, LinkedIn Learning. Everybody sign up for LinkedIn Learning. But yeah.
I swear I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
What's that?
It's kind of like a 3-part question, but the very first one, were y'all working on the same project, like at the same time, or was it different?
No, so
We all got assigned to a team.
yeah, we all got assigned to a team.
Multiple teams.
Right. So
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely a bunch of teams. I mean, like how Rachel said, you're definitely like, you're probably gonna work with like all full time. Like you'll probably have someone in your group that's an intern too. but they're probably like working for a whole different team and a whole different project. So it's not like you're working on the same thing.
And the second part of my question, John said y'all were sharing code, and I was curious how y'all shared code, like through GitHub or something.
Yeah, a whole bunch of Git, a whole bunch of Git.
Full push and y'all do all that.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's all the way towards like the end of that's towards the end of the internship. That's all you're going to do is just Git, pull, push, all of it. Like, oh my gosh, so much Git at the end of the internship. But yeah.
During the hackathon, you just have like 20 pushes and merges and all that. Just like randomly have your code break, go back like 3 commits and try to get it working again.
Commit, merge, everything. What was your third part?
What languages were covered over the internship? Like SQL.
Shoot.
It depends on.
I got you. Say it.
Okay.
I don't know if someone said Kali.
Okay, so it
We have so
depends.
many.
Yeah, it depends on whichever team, whichever project that you're put on. So for example, the team that I was put on, we had to do data visualization, so creating dashboards. I had to learn SQL and Python for that. But it depends on like each intern. I'm sure that they had to learn other programming languages or stuff. And I don't know if y'all wanna.
But you said your major was in security. Right?
I'm in cybersecurity, right?
Y'all are computer
A.
So we're computer engineering.
Computer science.
No, computer science and security.
But I mean, actually no, who was it? Someone else said it. Like, as long as you have the skills, like you could be related to tech. Like computer engineers, we learn mostly hardware, but we have some software in our belt. Cybersecurity has some software in their belt. There's some business majors that have at least some tech in their belt that they could use. And if you show the proficiency for it, I'm pretty sure Dell will accept that.
Yes, what he said. Also, like I have a degree in computer engineering and now I'm running recruitment. So, you know, a lot happens. I think we have like 5-ish, a little less. Yeah.
So if your internship is in person, do y'all provide housing?
Great question. Yeah. If the internship is in person, then yes, we do arrange and provide housing in Round Rock. So like it is 2 hours away because I drove from Round Rock earlier and I'm driving back tonight. So thank you. Thank you for the yes. Are there any other questions? I mean, I think we probably can take 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2 more, depending. Jonathan's going to stick around all night to answer every single person's question.
Why do you have to drive 2 hours? I'm just curious.
Oh, just to come here, like for this event. I live in Round Rock.
Oh, you live. Oh.
Yes.
I live in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
How much do you collaborate with other departments other than Dell Digital?
So you don't really collaborate with them, but you can definitely talk to them.
Okay.
You can definitely reach out. Like I reached out to the ISG side, which was like the hardware side at Dell, and I was interested in what they were doing, and they were happy to include me in shadowing some of their stuff. So that was pretty cool.
We collaborate with okay, yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, are you talking about like Dell Digital and like other intern programs, or are you talking about just departments?
Departments. I'm in local operations, so that's different.
We're talking about that, so like ISG and that. Okay, we don't talk to ISG personally. We don't talk to ISG, but no, like you're not really gonna talk with other I'm not gonna say that. You don't really have the same like projects, but of course you're gonna like know other interns. Like we had some networking events where you got to meet all the other interns. We kind of snuck into one in person and we got to meet some interns and other things. But like you're gonna talk to them. Like you're gonna talk to people. Like you talk to so many people. Like my manager was like, I need you to have at least 5 one-on-ones per week. Why? Don't know, but you're gonna talk to everybody, so you're gonna be in different business departments, but it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Work-wise, you might like in Dell Digital, because we're kind of the centralized organization that does work for all the other departments. Depending on your team, you might be working with another department, but and then yeah, internship wise, you have opportunities to interact for sure. Okay. I don't know, time wise. We're good. Okay. Thanks, y'all.
Okay, thank you everybody for coming. And thank you for coming. And just reminder, our next meeting will be on October 13th, and we'll be doing an alumni panel. So look out for information about that. But thank you so much for those who came on in person, and thank you for those who signed in online. It was great having everybody here. Let's give them one more round of applause for coming out. Awesome. Okay.